The crash out of David Jaffe is something to study, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe this guy created God of War. If you're well aware, he went on a weird sexist rant against Vara Dark because she's a rage bait grifter yesterday. And he had an embarrassing live stream where he just could not handle any kind of debate from Hypnotic or Qaeda. And he just made himself look like a fool. Anyways, he apparently is quadrupling down. Look at this tweet that he put out late in the evening. He's thinking about this at 3:02 a.m., guys. This guy is crashing out hard. The mighty have fallen. And he got a lot of backlash for his words on Vara Dark, which we talked about yesterday. But essentially, he said she has the audience that she has because she's a hot-looking woman and that she basically doesn't contribute anything to the industry or the discussion because she doesn't know any better. She's not intelligent. That's exactly what he said. I was freestyling there, but that's pretty much what he said. And I have to phrase it in my opinion because he's getting into these semantics about what people are saying about him. He's shown that he's very thin-skinned. By the way, here's what he says. You could dislike me because of what I said about Vara Dark. From my 2 encounters with her content attacking me, I sense her large audience is based on her being an attractive woman. Could you imagine if we said that about somebody else? Alyssa Voldemort? Can you imagine if we said that? That, oh, she only has an audience because she's an attractive woman? Weren't people giving people shit a few years ago about saying that about other content creators in gaming that are OnlyFans models? I do recall that. So how come the progressive wokies aren't, I guess, prescribing to their train of thought that it's sexist to attack a woman based on her looks? Quite interesting here, right? It says, but that is not misogyny. Yeah, by y'all's definition, it is. Lots of women and men are talented and ugly. Is this how he's trying to defend his argument? Lots of men and women are talented and ugly, pretty and useless, and pretty and talented. Is he really putting people in those definitions? Like, oh God. Oh man, me and Smash JT were watching his crash out stream last night. He was streaming for several hours, and he was trying to debate Qaeda. Shout outs to them. Watch New Blackstreet. And Hypnotic. Check out Hypnotic. And this guy was just circling around, moving the goalpost about an article on Fandom Pulse that they both read out loud and talked about on video and gave their thoughts and opinion. It was almost like he was trying to find some kind of gotcha moment from both these individuals, but he can't ever hold himself accountable for things that he says, right? And he had to walk back his opinion at one point, but just utterly deranged. But to say that lots of men and women are talented and ugly, pretty and useless, and pretty and talented. Like, when this guy tries to defend his arguments, why does he try to go into this, like, philosophical, like, analytical, like a bunch of words about nothing? Like, he says a lot, but it means nothing, honestly. He continues to say, if I was making a statement about women in general, it would be misogyny, and I would never say or think such a thing. So it's only specific, right, to one person. Guess what that's called? Hating. That's discrimination. That's targeted harassment to attack somebody based on their looks. So all the little woke snowflakes that cry about when people give opinion about other people and stuff, you're doing it yourself, David. I cannot believe this guy made God of War. This guy created Kratos, guys. And he's crashing out hard on stream. Continuing on, he says, this is just me punching back at a person who punched first by claiming her most useful asset as it relates to her channel, in my opinion, is being a pretty woman. This guy can't take any criticism. And that's the meal of the day. When he was having people call in, he wasn't letting them talk. He was interrupting them. He was trying to do whataboutisms and twist their answers and stuff. You can go back and look at his live stream. It was a total cringe fest. It was like watching a 50-year-old, and I'm not trying to be an ageist, but it was like watching a 50-year-old stuck with the persona of Cartman, trying to justify his weird actions and lack of actions as far as being a human being. He's totally like brain rotted from the woke virus, and his attack on Vara yesterday totally backfired. His Vara Dark attack backfired on him on all ends, to the point where he was melting down on his live stream. Now, he's getting cooked in the comments. You can see right here. Mick Benjamin says, imagine attacking someone on the base of their looks and thinking you're the good guy and making a solid argument. You've shown absolute trash behavior. And that's going to get a fucking like for me. But look at David. I didn't attack her on the basis of her looks. Yeah, you fucking did. You fucking basically said she only has the audience she has because of her looks. And he plays these little word games, these little like twister things to try to weasel his way out of stuff. He's shown his true colors yesterday. I've lost a lot of respect for this dude, and that's my opinion. All right, this guy can't handle any of it. This guy's worse. So let's look at the replies to this thread. He says, "You absolutely did. The videos are out there. So why are you trying to deny this? Are you truly that dishonest?" And he's getting ratioed too. Look at that. 260 likes to 51, 111 to 20. He says, I literally say her looks are, in my view of her content, the only reason she has her big audience. I did attack her skills as a creator, but not as a good looking woman. See, so he's moving the goalpost. Literally saying her looks, in your view or your opinion, is why you think she has her audience. And then you're saying you didn't attack her looks? What are you trying to argue? Like, this is what he was doing yesterday, is he was making an argument with no baseline on it. Like, he's trying to argue just to argue at this point and hear himself talk. Mick says, you don't see how saying you are in that chair, Vara, because of your hair, your face, your gender is attacking someone on the looks. He doesn't. And you see Sado V says, it's not his fault. He did everything correct. It's just haters. Who cares says, I mean, dude, ha, snort, snort. All right, guys, listen. Like, they're just basically mocking DSP, claiming, I guess, that David Jaffe's acting like him. Look at this. Kaida, shout outs to him again. Me not tell woman to stay in her place. I mean, you punched at everyone first. You said that because of us, Dragon Age Veilguard failed. And now this. Yeah, he was blaming Veilguard's failure on grifters, saying that the audience that they have can't think for themselves. Y'all can. That's what irritates them the most, that anybody that's a rage bait reactionary grifter is doing so well, because we have an audience that could think for themselves, make judgment for themselves. We're not in their little echo chamber of, oh, kumbaya, you must be nice to this modern audience and go with the woke narrative and the ideologies. We're not playing that fucking game, all right? We don't want this stuff infecting our entertainment. We don't want to be lectured to and have ideologies placed on us. And you could sit here and you could seethe and say that it's a grift all you fucking want. No, the real grift are the motherfuckers who are trying to implement this crap with DEI manuals, consulting companies, and more. And they're turning a blind eye to how the regular Joe, the average Joe, thinks. They think that, oh, the casual gamer doesn't care about this. Yes, they do. Or else, why are you getting ratioed so fucking hard, David? Why are you backed into a corner every time? You can see Schrodinger Matt says it's a dumb comment regardless. Anybody can have an opinion about something and get a following. She's not special for simply being a woman. She doesn't even go out of her way to look any kind of way. She looks the exact same as she always did, whether you agree with her or not. David says, I didn't say she was special for being a woman. I said her audience is mostly what it is, in my opinion. He always has to, in my opinion. And that's the problem with people like David. And I would even say Rich from Revitech. They have to like try to skirt around stuff so they don't offend people. They're not afraid just to stick to their opinion, right? Because they're afraid of rocking the boat and pissing people off. And that pisses people off even more. Which is why he has to be like, in my opinion, and this and that, and you have to show this, and you have to base this out. Like, shut the fuck up, dude. You can't prove negatives. You can't prove whataboutisms. And David is just full of them, constantly moving the goalpost because she's a woman. You don't think there are people who benefit largely from the way they look, just like there are people who benefit largely from the way they speak, or there are people who benefit largely from their quick thinking, right? So he's literally saying it's about her looks, and then he's saying it's not. This guy is getting ratioed, guys. To the point where I was looking at his stream last night, his audience doesn't fucking respect him. He's lost it. And this guy had all the tools to have a big, successful platform because of who he is, because he made God of War, and he's a clown. And people are going to milk him for content. You can see right here, you framed her attractiveness as a negative to discredit her content and belittle her followers. I don't think it was misogynistic. I guess you're just being petty. It was misogynistic. If me coming on a drunk stream making roasting sexualized jokes is misogynistic, then this is misogynistic as well, right? They can't have their cake and eat it too. David Jaffe is a fucking clown, and he exposed himself hard. You see, this is a bad take, dude. Veilguard was just not a good game. Grifters didn't kill the game. BioWare did. From lackluster gameplay and terrible writing, it was not a good game people or Dragon Age fans wanted. You liked the game, I get it, but the majority of people didn't. And Veilguard was a flop. It doesn't matter who tries to justify it, who says, oh, it wasn't woke, isn't that? It was absolutely infested with DEI, and it was also a bad fucking game on top of that. Bad writing, cringe design. It was bad. It was garbage. And it doesn't take me saying that at all. It takes all the people that tried to play the game saying it. It's not because of grifters that said it. It was ultimately bad, or else it would have sold more than just 1 million copies. But people like David Jaffe don't understand it because they're retarded. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. And subscribe. We're almost to 94,000 subscribers. I'd love for you guys to join the ABE Nation. Thank you for watching. Take care.